Hey everyone, my name is theSirhc and welcome back to another episode here on the Colonies, my single player Let's Play world. Thanks to our adventures last episode, I was able to put together a little fish farm here, and let's see if we can get another fish. We don't have skylight above the water, so it's not the most efficient, but I did want to kind of hide this thing away instead of leaving it out in the open. This is just temporary. Eventually we'll make a fish farm somewhere else, but this was just a real quick and dirty cheapo one. And come on, there we go. All right, do you see what that was? I'm not sure what it was, but this is what we've gotten so far. Mostly lots of fish and junk, a couple name tags, some saddles. We did get 4 whole lily pads. That will help us on our big marsh project. And then we got some bows, which are pretty nice. We got a power 4 Unbreaking 3, a power 3, and this one's real nice. Unbreaking 3, Infinity, power 3. Combine this thing with the power 3, and that's not a bad bow. Plus, we got a Silk Touch enchanted book. It does have Curse of Vanishing, which, unlike Curse of Binding, I'm pretty sure Curse of Vanishing does go on tools. I was mistaken before. I think I said something. We got like a Curse of Binding tool with Mending on it. And I was thinking if we put it on a tool, that the tool would be bound to us. But it's just armor that gets the Curse of Binding. Curse of Vanishing, I'm pretty sure works on armor and tools. So if we happen to die with a pick that we put this on, we'll lose the pick, which isn't too big of a deal. I mean, we just have to not die. Anyways, let's check out this fish farm. This is a super simple design. It takes 1 whole piece of redstone, 1 note block, 1 iron trapdoor, 2 tripwire hooks, piece of string, and then hopper is optional, I believe, because you could just pick up the items, or they might come to, yeah, they should come to you if you don't have the hopper, because I know I've picked up a few things that kind of came to me without getting picked up with by the hopper. But it's real simple. When you cast, you have this iron trapdoor that is facing this way. So if we cast, you'll see it opens up. Let's see if we can trigger it from over here. I'm not sure if we can. There we go. It opens up to the side there. And what that allows you to do is when you right click here, you're clicking on the trapdoor, but as soon as you cast and the bobber triggers the tripwires, the trapdoor opens, and now you're right clicking on the note block, which has a button above of it, so that, or not a button, it has a block above it so it doesn't make any noise, because that would be kind of annoying. But yeah, and the trapdoor just gets triggered by this. Super simple, way more simple than some of the first fish farms that I made. Very easy to make. This one does not have a fishing rod dispenser. There is a really easy way to do it. I've done it before with a you put an observer block where the slab is, looking up at the tripwire hook, and then you have that like wired into a dispenser that shoots fishing rods at you. I've been hoping to get a mending fishing rod, because once you get a mending fishing rod, you don't need the fishing rod dispenser anymore, because your fishing rod is never going to break, and so you never need a new one. But for now, I just need to, I can't use this for super long times, because eventually my fishing rod will break, and then I'm just standing here looking at the water. But anyways, let's move on with the rest of the episode. First thing I want to do, I kind of forgot to last episode, is we got a new Patreon here on the channel, named System Wipe. Also goes by Adam Swinehart. He's been featured in a couple of the comment of the episodes, some of these right here. And so I wanted to put his name here. Also, we don't have any of the Patreon names. One of the rewards is your name in a Patreon monument here on the world. But since we're new, we don't have one yet. You stupid chicken. I don't understand how they can just jump into the blocks. Them and chickens and horses. They're like, I'm pretty sure they're the only animals that can just jump into a block and kill themselves. I don't understand why that's possible. But anyways, for a temporary monument, we're just going to put some signs here with all of the patrons' names. It's really easy because there's only 3 of them. So let's do Dexjam Best Jam. He is a wonderful Patreon. Been supporting since the beginning. Also, Alex Pope put up here, and then the new one, System Wipe. And System Wipe's name does appear in the end cards, as well as Dex Jams. That's another one of the rewards. So that's pretty cool. If you'd like to support the channel, you can head on over to patreon.com/theSirhc. I will be making a new monument at some point, which if you have any ideas for that, I've had a couple. I can't remember what they are. I know one of them was making like a big like ship graveyard or something and giving everyone a ship. I mean, there's only 3 right now, so that wouldn't be too terrible, but that could potentially be a problem. On the circus, we had a Patreon park where we gave everyone a custom tree, and that turned out pretty cool. That was a pretty neat little addition. But anyways, I think that's enough on the island. We need to head out and start working on our project today. I'm going to leave this fishing rod here. We don't need that. But we're going to head on over to the skeleton farm that we found in the 2nd episode of this series. And we'll check that out. Also, I did cook up some fish, so I'm going to grab that as well so we can have some food. Very nice. And let's head out. So I've been doing some work over here at Grand Marais, our future trading village. Got the wall design sort of figured out, and I've been laying it out here. I'm going with more of a fence design rather than like solid logs like I was going to do, kind of the fort wall that I had planned over there. And the reason for that is that you can actually see through it, and you can see the marsh here that butts up against the village. I think that's going to look pretty cool. Villagers are still broken at the moment, which really sucks. I've updated to the latest snapshot, 18W02A, and yeah, they still don't recognize houses or don't breed, or I don't know what the problem is, but they're not working. So we can't get new villagers, we can't get new trades, which is really disappointing. But anyways, the reason why we're here is because our skeleton spawner is right over this way. And so this is kind of the easiest way through. It's actually in that mountain there. And I think eventually I'm going to make a road coming right through here, probably right through this spot. There's this awesome shelf up here. That'd be really cool to do something with. I don't know exactly what. Maybe put like an upside down house just hanging from there. That'd be pretty interesting. I've always, like, I've seen stuff like this, these arches or big shelves, and I've always wanted to do something with them. But I really don't know what to do that, you know, wouldn't look stupid. It would be interesting, though, to build some sort of house hanging from there. I think that would be a fun little challenge. But anyways, so the road can kind of continue right up through here, curve around this way, and then our skeleton spawner is right over here. And I don't know what I'm doing with this thing. I've been doing a lot of digging, obviously. I think I'm gonna scrap the idea that I had. So I've been really racking my brain with this thing, trying to figure out what to do. My original idea was this isn't going to be like a super fancy spawner. It's not going to have any automated storage. This is our first spawner. We don't have tons of iron for hoppers. We don't have lots of redstone or anything. It's going to be very simple, not really quick and dirty, because obviously I've already spent a lot of time just digging this out. I do want to make it look nice, and I think that's what I want to make it. Want to make special about it is that it's something that looks nice in our world. So the original idea was to have like a cave, a magical, mystical cave that, you know, these skeletons are spawning in, and you can venture into the cave, I suppose, to murder these guys and get experience and level up your weapons and tools and whatever. And so I wanted like a cave entrance right here, and then you'd go into the cave, and somewhere over here there would be the AFK spot and where the collection for the skeletons was. The only problem with that is the spawner is kind of in an awkward spot. It's kind of right where I wanted the cave, right where I wanted the cave entrance. Also, I really love being able to see into the actual spawning area. I hate hiding that away and not being able to look at it. It bugs me. It really does. I like either putting glass on the walls or If you want to make sure you keep the light out, you can do a bunch of like slabs and stairs. It's a little bit dangerous with skeletons because they can actually see you through the slabs and stairs and shoot you. But I really love doing that so that you can see in there. You can see them spawn. You can see them get carried by the water over to where they get collected. And so I came up with this idea of making this big cylinder and having like a spiral staircase go along the edge here, kind of going right up through here, just real rough. We're not actually going to do this, but there would be the spiral staircase going around this cage, and we'd use slabs and stairs or something so that we can look in there, and eventually you'd get up to this platform up here, and that's where we'll collect them, and there'd be storage up there, enchantment table possibly. Let me sleep real quick so we don't get bombarded. But anyways, I think I've decided to go back to my original idea because I don't entirely know how to do this without making it look janky. I think one awesome way would be to make this look like some sort of metal cage hanging there, but without using like glass, or like iron trapdoors would be really nice, or even maybe oak trapdoors to make it look like this cage hanging there. We can't really use any of those because we're out open to the sunlight, and that's going to let sunlight in. So we'd have to use like the stairs and slabs, and you'd barely be able to see in there. It would just look like this awkward box hanging there. And we'd have to do a lot of like fancy decorating to make this whole thing look interesting and not just some weird dugout area. So I kind of decided against that. I think we're going to go with the original idea of making a cave. It kind of stinks that I've dug all this out, but at least I have lots of cobble, and I don't necessarily have to put it all back. I can just kind of put a covering over this and block everything off and just leave a hole here. Not something I generally like to do, but in this case, I think I can make an exception for such a big hole. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to make a cave coming up through here. Did they spawn? I hear skeletons. Yeah, there's a guy in there. Hi. How are you? Ouch, you hit me. Oh, don't hide. Jerk. Okay. So I think we're going to do the cave entrance instead right in the middle here. We're going to put it off to the side a bit. It'll be right in here. It'll still kind of go up. And then maybe it'll just be this side of the wall. We'll have the AFK area, collection area, kind of right here. And we'll put a glass wall along there so we can look inside. We can keep it dark, use slabs on the ground so no mobs will spawn in there. And I think that will look a lot better. So I have a lot of reworking to do. I have to make an actual cave, which I think it's hard enough, at least for me, to make a cave by like digging it out, especially with a slow pick. It's going to be really difficult to do it by actually like building it out of nothing, since we have nothing here. It'll be an interesting challenge, but I'm going to get to work on that. Well, progress is being made. I think this thing is actually taking some nice shape. Obviously a lot of work yet to do, but I got the base like kind of layout, the cave sort of shaped here. It's a lot of cobble. I'll have to come in here and replace a lot of this with stone. One thing I did was to help prevent mob spawns is all of these are slabs or stairs. There's no full block within this entire cave or this entire chamber here. Now that does pose a problem that we are limited in our block choices. We basically can only use cobble and stone brick. I do have a little problem with that because like really this is supposed to be a cave. So the blocks that would make sense the most are like stone, cobble, andesite, maybe some gravel. But the only one of those that we can use on the floor is cobble. And stone brick, you know, that's as if someone came in here and built something. So it almost doesn't fit all that well, but I guess we're just going to have to deal with it. Since we don't have slabs of, I mean, there are stone slabs, but they're bright white, and that's not going to look that great. But I think it will turn out fine. Maybe, you know, I'll use mostly cobble, but mix in quite a bit of, or a little bit of stone brick, as if they kind of built up the walkway into it, and maybe like just use some stone brick towards the lower part of the or maybe not even use it on the walls at all. But anyways, let's hop in here. And this is our little AFK collection chamber. So here's our spawning area. Again, this is all like stone, and I have a cobble roof. I'll mix in some blocks in here. Use just lots of different stone variants. It's going to be very gray in here. It's going to be dark anyways, so you won't be able to see much. But yeah, we're going to use lots of gray. In fact, I just went and got some light gray glass. So we're going to cover this up with that. And I'll just leave that open for there. So that's all going to be light gray glass so we can see into there. The mobs, they get carried over there, and they're going to be brought up a tower here so we can fill this little tube in. And then they're going to be brought over, and actually I'm going to make this all gray glass as well. So we can kind of see them get carried over through here. And that is all that I have. I have some more sand smelting, but that's all I had ready. But yeah, so then they'll drop down here, and we're going to do the I don't even know what you call it. I'm not sure who created it, but it's what I used in my quadruple spawner on the decidedly vanilla server. It spits out lava when you stand on a pressure plate, and then you attack their feet, and they get like knocked up into the lava, and then they burn in there and die. And that is going to be the plan. Luckily, we got just enough pistons from the jungle temple that we raided last episode, and we have some redstone from that, as well as some dispensers. So I have like all of the materials just found, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna put that here, right here. I'll have to hook that up. And then we're going to put some chests back here. I was actually going to make some, but I forgot. So we don't have a lot of hoppers or iron. We can't do anything super fancy with the storage, but I am going to put some chests right back here. And let's do that. Put these in, and those are going to be kind of a pain to place, aren't they? Let's do this. Nope. Oh, that's right, because they're facing the wrong way. I love the fact that you can put chests next to each other, but it does make placing them a little bit more annoying. So these we're going to have to make sure we're facing that way. And then click on the sides while holding shift, and that will connect them all. So then we'll have some storage here for bones, arrows, all that jazz. Over here I'm going to put a mini farm. We'll need to go to the nether to get quartz for an observer block before I can do that. And we might need a little bit more redstone. I'm not sure. I think I have like 15 redstone dust at the moment. I'm not sure how much I'm going to need for this. I might use all of it. We might even need more just to hook this up, especially for the pressure plate, to bring the redstone back and then to the control thing. So I might need to go do some trading with some clerics to get some more redstone. And then I'm going to have some storage here. Again, I think actually if I do this, that'll connect. No, it doesn't. That's right. Yeah, so you can't just do that anymore. That's a little annoying, but I'd much rather be able to place chests next to each other than, and have it be a little bit harder to actually place the chests. All right, I think that'll do then. That's how I had it, right? I think so. Or did I have this? Maybe we'll open this up. Do I have a stair on me? I do. Maybe we'll do that. So over here I can have storage for the mini farm, the bone meal farm. Put some wheat and potatoes and carrots in there or whatever. Over here is going to be my enchantment table. I'm going to put it right on this block. And then I'm going to put bookshelves along here. I need to go back and grab that because I forgot it. And I'll need to go get some bookshelves or make some. I know there's some bookshelves in the village, so I can take those down and get the books from there. And then we're going to have some more chests over here for lapis and enchanting books and all that stuff. So we'll do, whoops, again, just something to get used to. There we go. I can see a lot of people complaining about that when the full release comes out, and people who aren't playing with snapshots kind of getting really confused and frustrated by that. But all right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Just need the enchanting setup. I'll hook up this redstone, And then once we get that in, we can start just detailing this whole place out. I'll need to get the water and everything in here as well, so we can get the skeletons moving to where they need to be. But it's moving along. I like it. Things are looking pretty good around here. I've been doing quite a bit of work. I got the whole inside of the spawning area done so I could get the water down and get that thing working, get some skeletons spawning in here. So I just textured it all up with the stones, cobblestone, stone, some gravel in the walls, put andesite in the ceiling. I don't have a whole lot of it, but I figured, you know, gravel's not going to work in the ceiling, so I just used it for there. And I put a little stone brick border around the whole thing, and there's even like a little feature in that front corner that you can see from the outside. I kind of wanted this thing to sort of peek through the cliffside here. Obviously, still a lot of work to do out here, replacing all this with stone and dirt, but it's coming along. It's coming along. I think I've got this room mostly done. There's still a little bit of texturing to do. But I got this whole glass tunnel here with the water to get the skeletons here. Got the killing mechanism done. Sorry for the noise. But there we go. There we go. Yeah, that works great. The items are very hard to pick up. I have a full inventory. That's kind of a problem at the moment. But as you saw, when you step on the pressure plate, the let's see, let's just get this all put away. There's a lava block that gets dispensed out there, and then there's a slab that gets pushed out on top and a stair that gets pushed out on bottom, just like this. So the slab stops any new ones from coming in, and then the stair here stops the lava from falling down, basically. So when you hit them, they fly up, they kind of swim in the lava until they burn to death and die. And they get off and everything goes away, and I'll show you the redstone for that here. So we got this pressure plate, and there's redstone running underneath that, and it goes back here, runs up here, and then into this little thing. So this, when it gets activated, it powers this block, this piston extends, and power gets drawn through here with the repeater and up to this block. And what happens is there's actually a quick pulse where this redstone line powers before this block goes here and blocks the redstone. So if we have like a block right there, that gets disconnected so the power can't go up there. So this gets like really quickly activated, just a quick pulse that activates the dispenser, which shoots out the lava, and it also kind of flicks these pistons, so it extends real quickly and retracts, and it leaves the block out in front. And basically, when you turn it off, then what happens is the piston retracts before the power goes away. So you have a really quick pulse, and I can show this. Let's see. Let's just make a button here. If I power this right here, there's a quick pulse and then another quick pulse. So that's what we got going on there. It just pulses when things turn on and when it turns off, and that's how we have this this activating. Works pretty nice. I like it. And then back here we have the enchantment table. I put a jack-o'-lantern way down there with some glass in between. I basically didn't want to see the jack-o'-lantern, so I put it really low. Also, I want it to be dark. I wanted a little bit of light just illuminating this, but we don't need to worry about spawns because everything is slabs and stairs. So I just put I put it really far down so we don't have light going into the chamber here, and so that this just isn't too bright. It's just a nice little bit of mood lighting. And of course we have the bookshelves there in the walls. Everything is looking pretty nice. I do need to find a spot for an anvil. I don't think I have enough iron at the moment. I think I'm just like a few pieces short, and I might need to just go find some more iron so we can get an anvil, so we can combine some of these bows and do some stuff with these books. See, you can't even tell that I had a giant cylinder cut out of this hill. I remade the cliff face. It's looking nice. In fact, I could tell you that I filled in that hole and you wouldn't even be able to tell. You couldn't prove me wrong. But all that we have left now is just this weird structure, this corner of the spawning area sticking out of the cliffside, kind of reminiscent of when we first came here and saw just a little bit of cobble of just the corner of the dungeon, the original dungeon there. So I think that's pretty cool. And then of course this this kind of explosion of stone in this cave entrance here, I think looks pretty fantastic. Let's take a look. It is looking very gray. It's very monotone. It's also very dark. I thought about adding some mossy cobble, but I don't think that would be enough. I think if we wanted to do something, we'd have to come back with some sort of colored concrete. Either we could go with the green, do some mossy cobble, as well as some like green concrete powder, green concrete, green terracotta, whatever, just to add a little bit of color to here, make it like a kind of grassy, moldy cave. Or maybe we could come in here with like some purples and pinks to go with the whole enchanting vibe, since that's the whole reason for this. I'm not entirely sure, but for now I'm fine with the gray. I think it works out pretty well. And then here we have the this room. I haven't done much to it. I did finish up the ceiling here and the walls, and I put in the dispensers and everything for the mini farm. We just need an observer block back there, and then we can actually start using this thing. We don't even need to put a slab in front of it because it's dark in here already, so we don't need to block out the light. But let us start doing some enchanting, because that's the whole reason for this thing. We have a couple of diamonds left over from last episode, and I went and bought some lapis from the cleric, and I want to enchant a shovel. Oh, that is nice. I hope that gives us some unbreaking. Right now I'm using these efficiency 2 iron shovels I bought off the villagers, and they're nice, but they break super easily, so I need to do lots of trading. And efficiency 4, unbreaking 3, that will work quite nicely. What else do we have here? We got some bows that we can combine. We have the power 3. We should have some bows over there in the chest I could take a look at. We got silk touch. We could make a silk touch pick if we wanted to. Unbreaking 3, efficiency 3. We do have this mending. I'm wondering if I should put that. Oh, there we go. Efficiency 3. Yeah, I think that will work pretty nicely. First, we need an anvil. And I actually went and got enough iron for an anvil. I just went into like a little surface cave. Did a little bit of caving. Sort of broke my rule, but not entirely. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm still not like going down for diamonds or anything. And it was stuff I could basically see from the surface. Let's see. I just had to get a little bit more iron to get us enough. Well, I guess I got like 12 extra. Let's see. What did I want to do? We need the anvil. Let's just place that down there for now. It's kind of floating, but that's fine. And then I want to try sticking some of this on here to make it efficiency 4. And then some of this to make it mending. And that right there, that is a nice axe. Oh, it has Bane of Arthropods on it too. Interesting. I wonder if I could put sharpness on that eventually. And then we have these bows. Let's see what the cheapest way to combine these is. There's 6. That's pretty good. We'll do that. And then I have a flame book here, so we'll do that, and then we can repair this baby. And oh yeah, power 4, infinity, unbreaking 3, flame. So now we don't need all of these arrows that we got going on here. Let's see. Which one? Yeah, that's the right one. So we'll just put this one over in the chest. And I'll get rid of some of these arrows, which go in here. Fantastic. We are very well set up. I am liking this. Let's do one last thing to add a nice touch to this place. And to celebrate a little bit, I'm going to use up my diamond, my last diamond, on a jukebox. Now, I'm not sure where we'd be able to put this, because I'm assuming mobs could spawn on here. I don't know if putting it in the wall would really work, because I feel like if you took the record out, it would like fly up into space. So I don't really know how this is gonna work. Maybe we'll just put it right here for now. There is some light, probably not enough though. I don't know why I'm grabbing the lapis. Let's listen to some cat as we hang out here in our new skeleton cave. I like it. And let's end off today's episode with the comment. It says, I love exploring in Minecraft, starting to think you were diamond jinxed, but luckily the diamonds came through. Your plans for the village sound great, as is the idea to have different locations for specific resources. Playing in a world with that kind of setup makes it fun to use boats, horses, and minecarts, and so on. And that comment was from Summer Gaming, so thank you so much for your comment. Yes, I really love the idea of setting up the world so that different areas have a different purpose. Like you have a trading village with just sugarcane, and then instead of putting all the wheat fields and stuff there, I want to make an actual farming village somewhere. Actually, I have plans for like a farming island. I think would be kind of cool. I'm not entirely sure if that'll work, but that's one idea that I've had, and I've seen a couple of islands that would work for that. But you'd have one area where you have like a big cow pasture, wheat fields, maybe set up a town whose like sole export is slime, and have a slime farm underneath it and kind of theme it around it. And I think that it gives every village and every town, every area of the world a purpose, and it gives you a reason to visit them more often in your day-to-day life. Instead of having all these farms and all these resources gathered together in one area, which would be a lot more efficient. You wouldn't be running around the world if you need a bunch of different things. But it makes it kind of boring because you'd go and you'd build a village, and then you'd never have a reason to go there except for world tours. You never visit it again, and it doesn't feel like it's part of the world. It's just something that's in the world. And I think in survival Minecraft, it's very important to make things useful, to make them functional. So that's what I love to do. I love making things that look good but also work and work for you. There is kind of a danger with it though, and that's just like I said, it's not very efficient. I think I ran into this problem a little bit with the circus, as I went a little too heavily on that, where I built up a big town that was my quarry where I got all my stone, and then I built up a big village to do trading, and I built up a big village for my tree farm, logging. And my problem there, I think, that I fell into was one thing with this game is if you need a resource, it's a very good idea to just figure out how to get that resource now and quickly. Like if you're working on a build and you need, let's say you need a lot of slime, it'd be very smart to go and start working on a slime farm. You know, go switch your focus, build a slime farm. Or if you need a tree farm, don't build a big village for it. Go just plant a bunch of trees. Mainly the big problem that I had with the circus was I didn't want to build anything that was temporary, and I think that's what really killed the series, was that I wasn't building anything temporary. Everything that I built I wanted to look right and look good right away, which can be a problem, because then you're spending all this time just preparing and building these big things before you even have resources and have, I made it a lot harder on myself. And that's one thing you need to be careful of, is making life hard on yourself in this game, because then that can just kill your motivation, especially if you're having a bad day and you're grinding a lot for a certain build, a certain project, and it's just, you know, you don't have your world set up to handle that sort of resource gathering, that sort of grind, and it makes it even worse to play, and it really kills your motivation. But anyways, I hope I made sense and I wasn't just rambling on there. Hope you guys enjoyed the build today, the skeleton farm. I really like the way that this turned out. I think it turned out really well. Make sure to leave a like down below if you did enjoy, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, folks.